The Echoing House. It was an old house on the edge of town, a place that had always intrigued me. When it came up for sale, I couldn't resist the chance to explore its mysteries. The real estate agent gave me a brief tour, mentioning in passing that the house had been empty for years after the previous owner disappeared under strange circumstances. The house was as you'd expect, dusty, cobweb laden, with peeling wallpaper and creaky floors. The previous owner's belongings were still scattered around: old furniture, faded photographs, and a grand piano covered in a sheet. There was something unsettling about the way everything was left behind, as if the owner had just walked out one day and never come back. I bought the house, eager to restore it and uncover its secrets. My first night there was quiet. The only sounds were the occasional creak of the house settling and the distant hum of traffic. But by the second night, I noticed something strange. It started with whispers, soft, unintelligible voices coming from different rooms. I dismissed them as the house settling or perhaps just my imagination. But then came the footsteps. I was alone in the house, working on the renovation, when I heard someone walking upstairs. Heavy, deliberate steps, like someone was pacing back and forth. I checked every room, but there was no one there. The footsteps continued for days, and they grew more insistent. Sometimes I'd hear them right above my head, followed by a loud thump, like something or someone had fallen. I checked the attic, but it was empty. One night, the sounds grew more intense. I was lying in bed when I heard a loud crash from downstairs. I jumped up and ran to the source of the noise, only to find the grand piano had fallen over, the keys now a jumbled mess. I tried to convince myself it was just old mechanisms failing or a draft, causing the piano to topple. But deep down, I knew something was wrong. I decided to set up a camera to capture whatever was causing the disturbances. The footage was chilling. I watched as objects moved on their own, books flew off shelves, doors creaked open and shut, and the piano's keys seemed to play by themselves. But the most terrifying part was the figure that appeared in the footage, a shadowy silhouette moving through the rooms. I consulted a local historian, hoping to learn more about the house's past. She told me the story of the previous owner, a reclusive man who had been obsessed with trying to communicate with the dead. It was rumored that he conducted seances in the house, trying to contact spirits from beyond. One night, I decided to hold a seance of my own, hoping to understand what was happening. I set up candles in the living room, arranged in a circle, and placed a recorder in the center to capture any sounds. As the night wore on, the temperature dropped, and the whispers began. They grew louder, more coherent. "Help us," they seemed to say. "We are trapped." I tried to communicate with the voices, asking them what they wanted. The temperature in the room plummeted, and I felt an icy presence near me. Then, the shadows on the walls began to move, forming distorted shapes that seemed to reach out toward me. I felt a cold hand touch my shoulder, and I spun around, but there was no one there. The whispers turned into frantic cries, and the room seemed to close in on me. The recorder picked up a chilling message: "Leave this place. We are bound here." Terrified, I ended the seance and fled the house. I never went back. The house still stands, a dark silhouette on the edge of town, its secrets locked away within its walls. Sometimes, when I drive by, I can see the lights flicker in the windows, and I hear the distant echoes of those whispers, calling out in the night.